Peace, family. Peace. Another powerful video. First, before I begin, I would like to give honor to everybody watching. I would like to give praise to the Almighty Creator Allah. I would like to give honor to today's lesson. Today's lesson is it's going to be a good discussion. So this lesson was touched on by a lot of people. One of my favorite people to touch on this particular topic was Baphomet. So today is going to be touched on by me. So this video is the Illuminati, the devil, the Moor. So we're going to start with some literature from the Moorish Quran, what some of y'all out there may call the Circle 7. And I have my notes, like I always do. So let's begin. The Illuminati, the devil, the Moor. Now from the Moorish Quran. Men seek salvation from an evil that they deem a living monster of the netherworld, and they have gods that are but demons in disguise, all-powerful, yet full of jealousy and hate and lust, whose favors must be bought with costly sacrifice of fruit and of the lives of birds and animals and humankind, and yet these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no heart to sympathize, no power to save. This evil is a myth. These gods are made of air, clothed with shadows of a thought. The only devil from which men must be redeemed is self, the lower self. So that's from the Moorish doctrine, well, the Moorish American doctrine. So now let's get into it. Illuminati means enlighten or illuminate. It was a name originally applied to a 16th century Spanish sect in Spain called the Alumbrados. Then later on in 1776, it was used for a secret society founded in Bavaria, and this group was professing intellectual enlightenment and free thought. Adam Weishaupt is the founder of the Order of the Illuminati. He was educated by the Jesuits, whom he later had a beef with, condemning the priests for superstition. At the time the Illuminati was started, some sources say that it was not connected with Freemasonry until Adam Weishaupt was initiated in the lodge in 1777. Weishaupt's greatest opposition, most likely the Catholic Church at the time, made him and his secret order out to be evil because they condemned the church, calling its priests superstitious, teaching its members to read and think. So, you know, the Illuminati was originally an intellectual movement, and the church had a hold on the world back then, as far as what, religion. So Adam Weishaupt his order was set up to combat the organized religion, the Catholic religion that had grips on the world at the time, on society, in Europe, shall I say, or the world for that matter. So even today, the Illuminati is made out to be the devil destroying human life. I don't know if the Order of the Illuminati started by Adam Weishaupt still exists today, but I doubt it. Anyone can take the term Illuminati and use it. There are many secret societies not connected to the Illuminati that exist today and have great influence over our society. So everybody take this term Illuminati and just grip all secret societies into it, and all these secret societies are not necessarily the Illuminati, but they still have power. Secret societies have always existed, even throughout African tribes. I have not personally found any connection with the Order of the Illuminati and Satanism. I think Satanism is a perversion of the Order of the Illuminati founded by Adam Weishaupt. The Church of Satan was established in 1966 by Anton LaVey, in which he perverted ancient symbols such as the pentagram, the five-pointed star, that we use in the Moorish Temple of America, by using them in connection with his satanic church, causing his Christian oppositions to associate these ancient symbols with evil. So, ancient symbols was used by the Church of Satan, and they took these same symbols and used them with the Church of Satan. And Christian researchers and Christian preachers and professors looked at these symbols and associated with evil and with the devil and all these different things, when these symbols predate. The Church of Satan is only from 1966. So these ancient symbols predate the Church of Satan. And these symbols wasn't originally evil. They were cosmic, and they were ancient spiritual and symbols of wisdom and different things. They had meanings. Alright, so let me start over right here. Anton LaVey, in which he perverted ancient symbols such as the pentagram, using them in connection with his satanic church, causing his Christian oppositions to associate these ancient symbols with evil, in which this evil is a myth, like we talked about in the beginning. Let's use the Baphomet for example. The image we see of the Baphomet today was drawn by Eliphas Levi in the 1800s. All this information can be looked up, by the way. This same image is used by the Church of Satan, this Baphomet image. You know, the goat head with the circle with the five-pointed star, and they put the goat head in the middle. That's a whole nother story what the goat head represent. We're not going to get into that, the actual goat, in this video, but I'll save that for a later video. Baphomet goes back to the 14th century, dealing with the Knights Templars. It was a term originally used to describe an idol that the Knights Templars were accused of worshiping. The Baphomet is not the image of Satan or the devil spoken about in biblical texts. How could it be if it was created by a man in the 1800s? The Bible doesn't give us an image of Satan. When the Knights Templar were accused of worshiping a head called Baphomet, the head was never found. So the Baphomet head allegedly worshipped by the Knights Templar wasn't the same image used by the Church of Satan in the 1960s. Grand Sheikh Adari Shah says the term Baphomet could well be a corruption of the Arabic Abu Fihamid, pronounced in Moorish Spanish. This is what he stated. Pronounced in Moorish Spanish, something like Bufi Hamid. And the word means father of understanding. In Sufi terminology, Baphomet means head of knowledge. Who are the Sufis? According to a Grand Sheikh of the Sufis are an ancient spiritual Freemasonry whose origins have never been traced or dated. Though commonly mistaken for a Muslim sect, the Sufis are at home in all religions. If they call Islam the shell of Sufism, this is because they believe Sufism to be a secret teaching within all religions. Remember, I told you in previous video, everything is one. Sufis are not bound by any religious dogma. By the way, I consider myself a Moorish Sufi because I'm not bound. I study all religions, and I'm not bound to one, even though in the Moorish Temple we foster the Muslim religion, its principles. We foster them. The founder of the Knights Templar is reported to have used a shield with the three Moors' heads on it. He is also reported as a Moor himself, and his father's surname was the Moor. According to Adari Shah, the Baphomet is none other than the symbol of the completed man, the black head, Negro head, or Turk's head, the head of a black Moor, which these heads appear on country ensigns all throughout Europe. And then here's a picture of what they're talking about these heads being depicted on the country ensigns. And these heads represent the wisdom of the Moorish Sufis. The intellectual movement started in Europe by the Moors, and Spain specialized in producing more intellectuals and more enlightenment through the use of the human brain. Check my videos about the vibration video I made, and the video about mental fitness, and there's going to be a lot more, because we're going to get into the actual teachings that the Moors taught in Spain, in Africa, in Arabia, in Asia, all over. They taught this stuff all over. According to Adari Shah, even before the Moors were expelled from Spain, it was mainly their books which were translated, accepted, and passed down. Adari Shah stated that if the Franciscan order bears the stamp of Sufi origins, so do the Rosicrucians and the Masons. So Adari Shah book, this is his book right here, where I'm taking some of this information from. He's a Grand Sheikh. So this stuff is not coming from someone in the Moor Science Temple. This is coming from an authority in the Sufi order. A lot of this stuff. And the reason why I show you my books is because I don't want you to follow what I'm saying. Don't follow me. We all supposed to be leaders and you know, following the wisdom of ourselves. So I'll show you my book so you can take it and study and come into this on your own. So the secret knowledge possessed by the Illuminati and Masons was passed down to them by the Moorish Sufis from Asia and Africa. George G.M. James stated in his book, Stolen Legacy, this is his book. George G.M. James stated in his book, Stolen Legacy, during the Persian, Greek, and Roman invasions, large numbers of Egyptians fled not only to the desert and mountain regions, but also to adjacent lands in Africa, Arabia, and Asia. So everybody, y'all thought the ancient Egyptians was gone. No, when the invasions came, a lot of them left and they spread out throughout Africa and throughout Asia. So the bloodline never died out. We are that bloodline. So let's finish. He said, let's start from the top. George G.M. James stated in his book, Stolen Legacy, during the Persian, Greek, and Roman invasions, large numbers of Egyptians fled not only to the desert and mountain regions, but also to adjacent lands in Africa, Arabia, and Asia, where they lived and secretly developed the teachings which belonged to their mystery system. So this is where the secret societies start. Because these Egyptians dispersed from Egypt, but they still preserved and cultivated their ancient teachings from the secret mystery schools. So they secretly developed the teachings which belonged to their mystery system. In the 8th century AD, the Moors, this is George G.M. James, not me. He stated the Moors, i.e. natives of Mauritania in North Africa, invaded Spain and took with them the Egyptian culture which they had preserved. Now you see why Illuminati researchers associate Egyptian symbols with the Illuminati. The Moors were and are the true Illuminati, the people from North and West Africa who enlightened the entire Western world and later became slaves to the people they taught. Now they are labeled in America as black, Negro, and colored and disassociated from their Moorish heritage. There you have it. I also have this. I didn't take notes from this book, but this is another authority on the topic of Masons and Rosicrucians. So we'll touch on this another time. But that's another Manly P. Hall. That's another piece of literature that you can get or whatever. So all this knowledge and all this wisdom was coming from these Moors who preserved the knowledge from the ancient world. The Moors are actually in Spain before 711 AD, before they were conquered by the Romans, but that's a whole nother video. But they took this knowledge up into Europe, and from there, the literature that the Moors documented and wrote were translated in Latin and other languages and passed down and passed down and passed down. Now you have all these secret orders and these secret societies and the Freemasons, the Rosicrucians, and whatever, this Illuminati, and all these different orders have this knowledge. But all the knowledge is one. It comes from one source. If you look at my first video I ever did on YouTube about the ancient Arabian Kushites, that's the real root where it all comes from. So with that, I say peace. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. And share, subscribe, and share. Peace.